a nice experience because this is for me, this is the second time to be in Nigeria. The first time was 7 years ago. And I also spent, I think, a week also there. But the first time was more general, spreading general knowledge about Global Gap. This time we really made, I think, a great impact there. We had the 2-day tour stop, and we experienced a lot of enthusiasm from the people there. So then we had now 3 days Farmerschule workshop, same thing basically. Also, I think it was a good mixture to always have also a few people from Ghana around, because they started a bit earlier, so they have experience already, and it was a good thing. So I was talking about sort of our requirements from Global Gap. Our colleagues from Ghana gave their experience from the implementation side. So I think it was a good mixture of people and experiences also for the people now here in Nigeria who start from zero to see it is possible. Yeah, even in cities or in situations like in Ghana or in Nigeria.
Awesome. So, extracting Nigerians' experience for the participants in this Farm Assurer training and examination.
Yeah.
Practically everybody that registered for the Farm Assurance training went on to sit for the exam. What do you think, what is your impression about the Nigerian participants?
They are very engaged, yeah. They are keen to know what is happening. What are the requirements? How do I implement that? So sometimes I was sort of struggling with my time schedule because we had quite a bit of discussion there. But I mean, this is also part of the job, to discuss things rather than sort of me explaining this is this is it. And from all the questions we heard there, you could see people think about their situation when it comes to implementation, and that's also the idea about such a workshop. Not just me telling people these are the requirements, but also starting to think about how do I implement that in my situation, and that is basically the work of the farm assurers later on to see that. Also, when we had our farm visit today, which was quite interesting to see a starting up farm, not an established farm, people who start with farming there in an area which wasn't used for farming before. And also when we came back and had this feedback session, you could really see people were what is really to be done. Is there room for improvement? If there's room for improvement, what can be done there? So to getting them into the swing of things, being in the role of a farm assurer. And that's also the idea of this third day, the farm day, to get away from the paper, get into real work and into the real life situation, and really to see what is the requirements and what do I see in reality, how do I judge it. Yeah, so this is also a bit of calibration for the people there to come to a similar conclusion at the end when they look at certain situations they see there.
Awesome. So I'd like to ask, the local gap can be customized to fit into the local environment,
Yeah.
meaning Nigerian environment.
Yeah.
Can the same be said, can the same be done for Farm Assurer? Can it be customized for the Nigerian environment?
So the one possibility is always to have a national technical working group, because there you really sit together all areas of engaged, interested parties to really have a look at what is the situation in Nigeria, how can we adapt the requirements, which are the same for everybody around the world, how can we sort of adapt that to the situation in this country, put this into a national guideline, which then will be mandatory for everybody, which is also then the basis for the farm assurers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one. Just one or two more questions. Now that we have this Farm Assurer program starting up in Nigeria with these 3 days.
Yeah.
What are the next steps? How long will it take for them to get certified? I know they had exams today. When I went into the room, it was all hot. I could feel steam coming out from their heads.
Yeah.
I mean, that also shows the intensity and the seriousness with which they have taken this 3-day assignment.
Yes.
How many more exams do they have to take? How long will it take for them to become a certified farm assurer?
So the next step will be to have a look at the exams,
Yes.
to see if people have passed. Then it's more or less up to every individual potential farm assurer to take up then the next steps, pass the exam. Then we have a template for the farm assurers to supply certain information about about their working experience, that sort of thing, which is then sent to our colleagues in the Cologne office, which is then sort of looked at, verified, and then if the whole process then is finished, basically they will be an approved farm assurer. So I can't really say it's next week, it's in 2 weeks or something like that, but it's very much depending how quick also the independent, the individual farm assurer is starting with supplying all the necessary information. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say an average. Just give us I mean, that sure has to be a standard. 6 months, 1 year.
No.
months.
We are talking weeks here.
Oh, really?
I hope so.
Now you've gotten me all excited. Honestly, because I mean, for years on the global gap map, we've had dot and dot against Nigeria. The only one we have is a farm assurer for West Africa and Nigeria.
Yes, yeah.
So we'd like to have more people in that area working with us producers, and then more people strengthening the standards of agricultural practice. Finally, thank you. Final word for the organizers, final word for Midway Consulting, final word for this beautiful environment that we have been in for the last week.
2 final words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we really appreciate it. We were struggling a bit at Global Gap to actually get this off the ground. But with your help to facilitate that here at these locations there, it made it very easy for us to really sort of to show what we have. And with the enthusiasm from everybody, including the organizers, it was very easy for us to really achieve what we achieved, because you got a lot of very much specialized and energetic people together there. And I think that is a good starting point for things to come, because up to now I have the feeling that in Nigeria everybody's sort of working on their own. Nobody's helping them. Yeah, so everybody looks forward and sort of goes their own way. But if we have the chance to connect and join forces, yeah, I think that is a good thing as a sort of a byproduct of the whole event. And you made it happen.
Thank you. Thank you for that. My name is Dato. I'm not reporting from Midway Consulting, but I'm the CEO and founder of Midway Consulting Limited. We are the local partner to everything that has happened with Global Gap and Best Produce in the last few days in Nigeria. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful and amazing experience for us. I hope to see you in the next tour stop very soon, if there's another tour stop coming, or at another Global Gap event. Can we have a hug?
Oh.
Thank you.
Well done.